Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corner Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill. It's Wednesday 13.
This is Jazz from Devil Driving.
This is Odorous from Quad. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
Welcome back to Rabid Noise on Rabid Radio. That was When Isis Starts to Cry from Breaking Orbit's latest album, Transcension, which comes out this Friday. And here to talk about the album, all things Breaking Orbit, is drummer Mark Tyson. Great to have you on the show, man.
Hi, Nev. How you going?
Excellent, dude. Excellent. So, your second album, Transcension, is pretty damn epic and is about to drop this Friday. How are you guys feeling about the release?
Yeah, man, we're really excited. It's been a couple of years since the first album came out, so and the band kind of evolved a bit further than those first kind of few years, which were eclipsed by the Time Traveller. So we're really excited, man. It's been a pretty, I wouldn't say a long, hard road, but it's definitely been a very interesting and fascinating one over the last couple of years to get the album recorded and written. So yeah, no, we're really excited about it, man.
Man, you should be, because as I said before, it's such a damn good album, and it's a great follow-up too. So what's the concept behind this one?
Oh, I love this question. Look, yeah, I mean, really, the concept behind the album is essentially a follow-on from the first. I mean, you know, this particular record, it kind of tries to explore that kind of, not, I wouldn't use the term spiritual awakening, but it definitely tries to talk about that sort of transcendent awareness of, you know, of self and how, you know, spirituality it's not really something reserved for religion or anyone else. It's something that can be interpreted, you know, in terms of everyone's own personal situation or, you know, their own feeling, however they want to do it. And, you know, it's up to people to kind of take, in terms of, it's up to people to interpret how that for them, you know.
Totally agree with that one, man. So it's been almost 4 years since your previous album, The Time Traveller, which is such a great album, man. How was it going into the writing for this album compared to that album?
Well, I mean, like the two albums, like the first album basically drew a line of about 4 years of sort of development and touring and playing and song development, you know. So this particular album, the songwriting process was completely different. You know, we were working away as individuals in our own little studios, you know, bringing fully developed ideas to the band and then sort of working on those iterations as opposed to those, you know, those utopian visions, 12 hours of jamming and pressing record. So, you know, there was more focus on the songwriting, the way we had a very intensive kind of songwriting period leading up to the recording itself. That whole period lasted for about 12 months of just piecing together fragments of ideas that we'd had over a couple of years that didn't kind of make Time Traveller, and we wanted to explore further. And then, you know, like the tracking phase was a lot longer for this album. We spent close to 22 days in the studio. So we spent a lot of time focusing on the performance and trying to really extract a lot more out of our own selves. Technically, this album is like just speaking from my own perspective as a drummer, it's there's a lot more technical elements to the way the rhythms are constructed on this, and you know, the whole process was a lot more complex, I feel like, but I think it's come out the other side, and we've definitely walked away from it going like we've explored new ground. So,
is there a song on there that you guys have been jamming on that might be you know, a little harder than played than the rest?
Oh man, I think each of the tracks have its own little section where you kind of hold your breath and just go for it. I know that's what I'll be doing live. But but in all seriousness, I guess one of the songs that we're kind of most excited about, when Isis Starts to Cry is obviously one of the kind of genty, sugary, and to piece that together in the early stages was quite intense, and I really say that's one of the hardest. But like, to be honest, there's a track there called Eternity, and we definitely kind of walked into that track with no kind of real structure or anything like that, and just played what felt right, and really tried to make things as hard for ourselves as possible in a way. We went through a sort of a phase where either Matt, Dylan, or Aidan would kind of come up with these beats and these kind of polyrhythmic concepts. They'd kind of look to me and go, "Oh, okay, you now learn how to play that," and that went vice versa to like some of the guitar work as well. So I think that track in particular definitely has those elements of where I think we'll be working on that for a while to bring it to really explore it to its fullest.
Awesome, man. Well, I was reading that you're not just a drummer, but you can sing and play the viola. Is that right?
Yes. That's it, man.
That's very clever, man. Do you have any other hidden talents that we don't know about?
Oh, no. Look, my musical background is I sort of came from a classical background, so like the viola was the first instrument that I really played with any kind of intent, and I still do that today. So and I do that with a bunch of other artists, but percussion is the percussion element, I think, is one thing I became passionate about because of. It's not just about playing a kit or, there's so many different avenues you can explore with percussion. And, like we've seen with Dylan taking on, that little percussion kit that he and I kind of interact with on the album. Like, I think that's a great illustration of how, you can explore those kind of elements. And, I'm lucky that my folks back in the day saw music as a key part of my education and all that kind of stuff. So, there's, I think your environment has a lot to do with it as well. So.
That is really cool, man. Because I find that a lot of drummers, they can be pretty multi-talented. Me, I can scream and play 3 chords, but man, that's...
Oh man. That sounds amazing.
Oh, rock and or roll. No, but
roll, yeah.
No, but I mean, it's awesome that you're not just limited to your drumming, because you can incorporate so much more musically by having those multiple talents. So, man,
I think in terms of being like a member of Breaking Orbit, I think that's one of the key factors. I mean, like, as the songwriting process for this current album has involved us coming to the table with fully arranged and orchestrated kind of ideas. So I think we're forcing ourselves to think outside the scope of our own instrument, and definitely like not that I was. It's funny because like I have to write music on a piano, and it over time I've kind of been forced to kind of get on a guitar a bit more and do those kind of things. So, I think the whole process of forcing yourself to go out of your comfort zone and then get into another instrument and understand how that instrument relates to you makes you a better member of that entire clan. Like that, you've got to do that in order to move forward. I think if you're too focused, this is a personal view, shoot me down if you will, but like I think if you're too focused on your own instrument to the point that you're cutting out influences from the other members of the band, you're not working as the best team you possibly can. And I think we're pretty lucky in that we the four of us have gone out record and actually encouraged ourselves to write, write guitar lines for someone else, or as the boy done and quite a bit with this one, write a lot of lines and drum lines for this. There's no ego involved in that. It's all coming with an idea and exploring it and seeing how it works,
That's awesome, man. Well, it definitely shows. Everything you guys do is just absolutely amazing. So, especially with this new album, man, it's definitely a step up. You've also chosen a track tonight to request. So that's Ocean Size, right? The Charm
Fancy. Yeah, this particular track was part of, I guess you'd say, the grand influence back in the early days of Breaking Orbit, and Ocean Size in general. Like, they were an incredible band who sadly are no longer with us, but they came out and in their peak came out Australia and toured with Cog in the mid to late O's, and to me they were one of the bands that really took the fact that there is no boundary to your music. There should be no one that it needs to sound like this. It needs to be constructed in this kind of way. They were, and I remember having a chat to a couple of them while they're out here, and it was very much flew that flag that regardless of what happens to the band, regardless of where it goes, you should be writing what feels right, because that's what people are looking for. This particular track, it's a quite mode for me, and reminds me a lot of good times at some key moments in my musical career and personal life. So.
Awesome, man. Well, it is a great track, and we're going to go to Ocean Size now, and we'll be back with Mark Tyson on Rabid Noise. Welcome back to Rabid Noise. That was Time Traveller by Breaking Orbit, and tonight we are hanging with Mark Tyson from the band. Now, you guys have been doing this for a number of years now and toured the country. What has been the highlight for you guys so far?
There's been a lot of highlights for us. Like, not all bands the chance to travel around Australia and get a try and cultivate a following that way, and we've definitely got a lot of great response and great sort of following from overseas as well. Europe's definitely one of the places that embraces this form of music, and they've definitely embraced what we're doing. But I think the greatest highlight would be supporting Mastodon recently, so at the Big Top in Sydney. So that was definitely one of those moments you pinch yourself and you go, yeah, it's actually happening. So it's pretty cool.
And you got to hang out with the dudes?
Yeah, we got to hang out very briefly with them. It's large crews and large bands, but we definitely got to chill out and had a nice sort of chat with Bran, the drummer, and sort of try to explore their minds a little bit and see what it's like. I mean, those kind of shows, you get a glimpse of what it's like to be an international touring band. So when you get pulled alongside and you get to experience it for a brief moment, you try and soak it all in.
That's awesome, man. I would have loved to have played with those guys, because everyone loves Mastodon, but to be actually be their side of stage and being part of it, that would have been amazing, man.
Yeah. Like I said, it was definitely a pinch yourself kind of moment, and I can happily put that one on the mat, straight to the pool room.
Awesome, man. Well, you said you've toured overseas?
Not yet, man. We've been looking at various options over the last sort of 12 or 18 months. We definitely have a good following over, and sort of like the Germanys and all kind of places. It's just a matter of a time and a place, so we're definitely looking to expand out to there at some stage. It's just a matter of making sure your ducks in a row and you're in your home territory, and everything's looking good. But we're really hoping to push this new album over in Europe and those kind of markets, definitely.
Awesome, man. Well, I think they're